It's the start of a new harvest season in Ajivali village. Amid much fervour and festivity, villagers have gathered to worship their most revered deity, the fierce tiger goddess, or Wagzai as they call her. Faith in her has kept alive Ajivali's oldest legacy, its sacred groves. Nestled in the Western Ghat ranges that run along India's west coast, barely 50 kilometers from Pune in Maharashtra, Ajivali is a tiny village that has risen to fame because of its virgin forests. Villagers here have conserved the forests in the belief that these are sacred. They follow just one truth, that the grove belongs to the goddess. In their worldview, it is she who looks after the grove and the well-being of the village. Adhering to the traditions set by their ancestors and living by the faith and fear of a deity, they continue to nurture this ancient sacred grove. Supriya Goturkar is a young researcher whose fascination for the groves in Ajivali has been bringing her back to them for the last 2 years. For her, each visit is an adventure as she has slowly discovered the rich plant and animal life hidden in this patch of semi-evergreen forest. Many of the trees protected by the villagers here, she says, belong to the endangered species, whereas they have been wiped out in the forests around. Arjun Jadav's faith in the power of the goddess is absolute. But probe him deeper and you realize that for the villagers in Ajivali, protecting the forest is as much a spiritual act as it is about knowing their ecology. He tells us how down the generations, villagers have fervently protected the forest and reaped the benefits. No one picks up even firewood from here. The soil has become rich with deep layers of leaf litter. The stream in the forest is always full, flowing down to the lush paddy fields. Sacred groves like Ajivali are spread across all corners of the Indian landscape. Their existence dates back to the hunter-gathering era, nearly 3,500 years ago. Today they are regarded as genetic reservoirs of rare species. Experts estimate that the actual number of sacred groves in India may be anywhere up to 150,000. Located further south in the Western Ghats, Coorg in Karnataka is also famous for its relic forests. Dotted with densely forested valleys and misty hills, Coorg, or Kodagu as it is locally called, is an ode to nature's beauty. With over 1,200 listed sacred groves, Coorg has the highest density of such forests in India. Here the sacred groves are still a living tradition. Many villages have more than 5 to 6 sacred forests. Nearly 165 deities are worshipped by the native communities. With such diversity, no wonder Coorg is celebrated as the hotspot of the sacred grove tradition in the entire world. C.G. Kushalappa is a native Coorgi and a professor of forestry and wildlife. His quest to study the sacred groves is both an effort to know more about the beliefs and traditions of his ancestors and to explore a new world of rare and endangered species. Amongst the many sacred groves that he frequently retreats to is the Kaveri forest. As myth goes, the river Kaveri, after taking birth up in the Brahmagiri hills, flows into a small pond and strangely disappears. It is here in this forest that she reappears and flows through, thus making it sacred. Besides being much revered, this grove is also one of the medicinal plant conservation sites in South India. Out of the many rare medicinal plant species that were listed here, 18 were found to be endangered. Every patch of forest in Coorg bears testimony to man's earliest form of nature worship. Villagers here have no clue about how ancient the forest shrines are, or who placed such symbols right in the heart of a dense forest. As people's sacred beliefs eroded with time, many groves have suffered the axe for years. Faced with the imminent loss of their forest wealth and cultural identity, villagers in Cuddanoore are reviving these sacred forests. The rich flora and fauna that had vanished is slowly finding its way back. Today, thousands of sacred groves like these are slowly fading away. Saving these ecological treasures is crucial. Native communities have to be encouraged to revive their faith and the forests. Their ancient wisdom, if nurtured, could keep alive India's most pristine natural heritage.